Hey folks, it's Lindsay Huddleston with SPS back in the building holding down in East Lansing. I have a very special guest, a man I attempted to track down, and thank goodness the social media wasn't that hard, and he's live in the flesh. I have Blake Lynch, who I'll call Keeper of the Chains. Uh, Blake was involved with something great, his affiliation with not only Michigan State, but the legendary Izzone. Something took place versus the Illinois game. And I let they said picture is worth 1,000 words. So maybe if I can show you better, I can tell you. Here it is post game, and I know that bandage over the eye of Jordan Scott may take all the oxygen out of the room. But look at that chain he has around his neck, representing for the Michigan State Spartans. When I had a chance to interview him after the game, I said, I thought it was something, Blake, that came internally from the team. I said, oh, okay. I see a lot of college teams. They'll give them like, the buffs, or they'll give them, some kind of recognition, the touchdown chains. He said, no, man, one of the members of the Izzone gave me that. And that just stuck with me. And as you may know, I went out and I did my post game, and I said, hey, if anybody can find this guy right here who did it in a short amount of time, man, I'm just curious, Blake, before we get into you, how did you get the message? Somebody said, hey, somebody's trying to reach out to you. How did that work its way back to you?
Yeah, so I was sending all the pictures and videos to my buddies back home, and I'm like, hey, this is where I'm sitting. I'm like, if we win this game, we're gonna try and give them to the players during their handshake at the end, and try to get it to Coach Izzo. Unfortunately, we didn't get to Coach.
Uh-huh.
But then one of my buddies saw like, hey, there's an interview with him with the chain, and then I was like, that's awesome. So then I went down into the comments and saw you were trying to look for who gave it to him. I was like, I'm the guy. So
Yeah,
yeah,
great, great,
yeah.
great. Man, that touched my heart, man. So why don't you introduce yourself to people and talk about your connection? You're a proud alum, and just talk about everything leading up to the game, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. So name's Blake Lynch. I graduated Michigan State May of 23. I was a supply chain major. I was also on it's a club team, but the Michigan State water ski team. So we competed in some events
Would
all
that
four
be
years.
being on a jet ski? That's what I think of.
No, like
No, water skiing behind
yeah, like
behind the
water skiing behind the boats. Yep.
Wow. All right, cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, so I did that all 4 years while I was at Michigan State, and I was a proud Izzone member all 4 years as well. I think throughout my whole time, I only missed 2 games. Like my freshman year, we
Wow.
had the Duke game where Vernon Carey was with us, so that was like tried to get revenge on him. Unfortunately, we didn't get it, but
Well, you say
yeah,
Vernon Carey was playing for Duke?
yeah, Vernon Carey is playing for Duke, and we were trying to
It's
get him
funny.
into
I remember
recruitment.
when he was being recruited by State, and I was there, and I talked to him on his recruiting trip. And the one thing he said, I said, "What do you like about it?" He said, "It's a brotherhood." So I remember that time. But of
Yep.
course, he ended up going with the Blue. Deal was a different kind of brotherhood. But okay.
Yep. Yeah. And I mean, just the memories of all the games. Like my freshman year was the COVID year, so got to see Cassius's last game against Ohio State before the shutdown, and
And
yeah, just
and I hate to interrupt. Now there was talk that could have been a year for Michigan State.
it should have been. To
Yeah,
this day, I stand on that hill that was the year Izzo should have gotten his second
and,
championship.
and I'll tell you a quick story about that involving Coach Izzo. There was supposed to be this algorithm that was out that was kind of processing who the final championship game teams would be, and it came down to Kansas and Michigan State. And
Yep.
we shared that with Coach. He's like, "Well, who came out on top?" And I think it was a toss-up. But yeah, it's amazing that you had that connection. But I can appreciate that. But I'll let you continue to talk about your history, please.
Definitely, yeah. So, like I said, I think I only missed like 2 or 3 games my whole his own career, and then after graduation, I've been attending all the Izzone alumni games. I went to the 2 this year, went last year. So just trying to stay as involved as possible. And for this game, my uncle and cousin from Colorado. My uncle's a proud Michigan State alumni from the early '80s. So
Wow.
got to see like Judd Heathcote and all that. So got to see some pretty cool Michigan State basketball teams. And this was his first time at a Michigan State basketball game since graduation.
Since the
So
80s?
since the '80s, yeah, he'd
Wow.
been
What's
out
your
in
uncle's name?
Colorado.
What's his
His
name?
name's Mike
Mike.
Lynch.
Shout out to Mike. Oh
Yep.
man. So he was more excited than you probably.
Oh yeah, like to this day, ever since the game, he's like he calls me, texts me, he's like, I want to relive that moment. and like he just had the
Wow.
best time, and being able to, he was the one that purchased the chains actually,
Sure,
at Rally
sure.
House, and he came up with the idea where like if we win this game, we're gonna try and hand them out to the players because I told them all the players walk
They
around
make the
after
loop. Yeah.
they
Uh-huh.
make the loop, and I'm like that'd be the perfect time because we were sitting first row, and
Uh-huh.
he's like I'm gonna do it. He's like I'm gonna give mine to coach if that's possible.
Okay.
And
So tell me the protocol after the game. Who came first and how it went, just person by person.
yeah. So I gave mine to Jordan Scott, and then my cousin gave his to Fears. Uh, Jordan Scott got his first, and he kind of looked back at me. He's like, for me? And I was like, yep, that's yours, dude.
Uh-huh.
Like you played a
Uh-huh.
hell of a game. He
You
was still
did.
beaten up with
I
the
know. I
glue on
know.
his forehead. So yeah, and then Fears got his from his from my cousin, and
And what's your cousin's name?
his name's Jacob.
Jacob. Okay. Mike and
Yep.
Jacob and Blake. Well, listen, man, it I don't know, man. It just kind of touched me when I heard that it was just straight fandom and fans doing it, and like to put the call out. I didn't know what kind of response I would get, but I was happy to track you down. And of course, there's the clip of Jeremy thanking you, and of course thanking all you guys. What was your thoughts on that when that popped up?
About the second I saw that, the first two words of the interview being my name, I was like, "Holy crap!" Like that's
Yeah,
awesome. I think
man.
one of the best players in all of college basketball, if not the best. Like hearing my name come out of his mouth, that was pretty
I'm
cool.
glad. I'm
Yeah.
glad, man. And I'm very fortunate. I'm grateful to have access, and if I can do my part by making that kind of connection, so be it. Now, my background is sports psychology as well, so I can't help but put my sports psychology hat on. Talk about fandom, Blake. Talk about you as a working professional with this connection to Michigan State, but still having the opportunity to almost make this kind of grassroots type of experience. And I'll take myself out of it because, whether it was me or someone, we recorded it, we had the interviews, but you still were able to do it. Talk about what that means to you as someone who's an alum, but still having this connection with the university.
Oh yeah, I mean, like you said earlier, it is a brotherhood, and like all the people at work, I work with a ton of Michigan State fans, and like every time there's a game, we're all wearing our Michigan State stuff on Friday.
Is
And
it
I
heavy?
mean,
Is General Motors heavy Michigan State, or is it split down the middle?
I'd say it's pretty split down the middle, unfortunately, but luckily my department leans a little bit more on the Michigan State
Well, you
side,
know
so we have
what?
the edge.
Department is one thing, but what about your supervisor, your direct report? How's that?
Michigan State, so that's the
Okay, well
most
then you
important
good
part. Yep,
then.
yep.
That's great, man. That's great. No, it's exciting, man. You were able to get back. Let's talk about that Illinois game. It was a tough game, coming off a tough situation, but there was a level of volume that I
Oh
experienced
yeah.
there that night that I experienced somewhat sooner, maybe at the Michigan game. But in my years, several years of covering, man, there was a level of volume I can't recall. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, every second of the game was insane. Like the jumping around, the Izzone was going crazy. Um, Definitely the loudest game I've ever been to. I'd say I think it was at like the minute 30 mark in the
Okay.
second half, right when we
Uh huh.
took the lead and we were up by 1 point. I
Uh
mean,
huh.
everyone's going crazy. The go green, go white chant started going,
Uh
and
huh.
that was the loudest venue I've ever been in.
And
And
then when they turned the lights off at that one moment too, when it was kind of right. Coach Izzo even spoke on that. His statement was his final remarks at that press conference was, I got to give credit to the most important group, which was the fans. And he said something I thought was pretty interesting. He said he wished the team could have been up more so he could have enjoyed that moment more. And he
oh
beat his
yeah,
chest and all that. That's amazing. Well, you got a right to have your opinion about what this season looks like, man. What's your take as a fan as far as how things look and how you think things are going to wrap up?
yeah. I mean, we've got a tough regular season schedule ahead. At Wisconsin, that's going to be a tough game. Especially, I mean, they just beat Illinois as well at Illinois, I think. So that's going
Sure.
to be a tough game. But I think we got it in us, especially with Fears leading the floor. He's going to be clutch. Purdue's going to be a tough game. It's never an easy game there.
Never
And
going to
then,
Mackey.
yep, and I think we get our revenge against Michigan. Send them home on senior night with their heads down.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
and I see us
Yeah.
doing pretty well in the tournament, the Big Ten tournament and NCAA. I could see us winning it all.
Yeah. Let me ask this, and I like that assessment. Is it tough to be a Spartan fan? And sometimes is it tough to be a Michigan State fan?
It is. It is. Just because you're never, especially when Michigan is good. Michigan's had a great season. Hearing all the hype with them, it's like we're just a touch below them record wise, and we can
Hmm.
keep up with anyone. So we need the respect.
Okay.
Um,
I
yeah,
like that. I want to get your opinion on a few more things too, and I love you being a good sport. If you had to choose one, would it be regular season title, Big Ten title, or a strong push in the tournament? Which would you choose?
I would take a Final Four.
You take a Final Four after all that.
Yeah, I
After
think
all
I'd
that.
take a Final Four if you didn't get any of the Big Ten championships. Like that just means you're putting the strongest. You're playing the best at the end of the season, and
Uh huh.
that's the most important part to play.
Is anything short of a Final Four a letdown, or dare say the F word, a failure?
I wouldn't say so because I mean, some of the time, like what was it in '09 when we ran into UNC? I mean, that's possibly one of the best teams to ever play.
Oh,
Um,
the game that was at Ford Field.
Yep, yep. Yeah, I mean, you can play perfect, and then you
Yeah,
run into that one team that just goes off. And
yeah,
I wouldn't say a Final Four is running short. If you don't win it all, it's you still have a lot to look back on, and you can be proud of it.
yeah. I appreciate that because I'm very pro athlete, as in pro the student athlete, and being on the basketball side and the football side, you see the swings and the ebb and flow, and I think sometimes a lot of the fans who may respond in a negative way may have a voice that's really louder than who they totally represent. And you hear that. And for example, when the record was 19-4, man, you had people acting like it was 4-19. It's
Yep,
like this still is a good team. And Coach Izzo, I think, has been pretty consistent, specifically with the media, using us to educate people that this is a backloaded schedule. There's some great teams to look at, and the reality is that what he can't just say publicly is that you're going to just drop some games, man. As I say, when the Big Ten is Big Ten in any given night, man. I mean, you just name Illinois, Wisconsin,
yep,
Purdue. You can't sleep on Indiana. You just can't. Like, what team can you really sleep on with that?
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
and like the
yeah,
games earlier in the year against Penn State and Rutgers, I mean, we were in. It was close. Like those could have you flip a coin and it could have gone another way, and that could
yeah,
have been
and then
another loss on your record. And but you still played pretty well.
yeah.
Yeah,
And it's about to bounce back. Well, you're doing an excellent job representing as an alum, representing for the Izzo, man. Is there any last comments you have for just the fans and the players? You got your shout out from Jeremy Fears, and let me show you with the chain, my man rocking the chain. He's so proud. You had to
he's
make his
looking
day.
good.
He's looking good. And of course, Jeremy was saying, "Hey, man, job well done." He was appreciating you. Any last things you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, just to the fans, make sure you guys show up for the final three home games. It's huge and it makes a difference. And obviously, the players say it makes a difference. And to the to Fears and Jeremy Scott or Jordan
Jordan.
Scott,
Uh
sorry.
huh. You
Um,
fine?
I'd love you guys to keep the chains in the locker room for a big game, and possibly get a picture with Coach Izzo in it after the Michigan win.
Hey, we'll see what social media does. We'll see what happens. But that is a request from Blake Lynch, keeper of the chains. He's passed that on to those guys, and I'm glad that in some way or form, Lindsey Huddleston of SPS, myself, was able to kind of help make that connection, man.
Definitely were.
Yeah, yeah. Well, job well done. Shout out to your other folks, and I appreciate you. And maybe we'll check in with you later in the season too.
I'd love to do it.
Okay, okay, that's the
Yeah.
plan. With that being said, guys, this is Lindsey Huddleston with SPS. See you next time. Peace.